Yo guys, how's it going? I'm just going to record these small tutorials. I don't think it's just going to take more than 5 minutes. I'm gonna try my best. And I'm going to talk about broken access control. So, what is broken access control? Sometimes you need to restrict some pages from users. So those users, they need to authenticate first. As long as they didn't authenticate, as long as they did authenticate, they can simply access to that page. What's gonna happen if the user access to restricted pages without authentication? The vulnerability caused broken access control is just going to happen. So imagine that we have an admin panel. First I'm going to open up my local. This website has an admin panel definitely. So imagine that we have an admin panel, and this admin panel need to managed by admins only, so customers or other regular user doesn't have to access to that restricted page, because if they have access to admin panel, they can do almost everything. They can add or remove user, they can just change whole of the website and so on, or they can steal some sensitive information. So in this way we have to limit users, and we have to restrict this page to avoid from other user to access to it without authentication. So in this way we are going to use, in Django we have something called login required, which is the default for Django itself. If you are going to import Django contribute.authentication.decorator and then try to import login required of that, and then you can use it, and then you can just put your login URL, for example custom that login, the custom dash login. So what this only one line code is just going to do, it's just going to redirect, and we have an admin view, right? And this admin view linked with the URLs, which is /admin. Okay, what is that? Here is pretty easy, because we're just going to say in Django, if someone trying to access to admin view, which is just linked to /admin URL, try to use this decorator called login required, and then try to redirect that person to this login URL. And this is the login URL, custom dash login. And if you're going to go to URLs, we have custom dash login, which we get the custom underline login view. What is underline login view? This is the view, and we simply say in this view, we simply just render our login page in this view, and then try to get the username and password from the user after they did the post request. And then after we get these two information, we're just going to validate these two information and authenticate these two information if these two information are exist in the database and they're correctly, and if they was, try to simply authenticate them and then try to redirect them to the admin panel correctly. But we have something here, before we redirect that person to custom login, we use this decorator called @login required. So what's gonna happen right now, if I'm going to go to my website and do /admin right now, because I have a cookie and I have a session, there is a session inside it, so it just saves the session. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to open up another Google Chrome, and right now if I go for this website, right, it's let me let me fix this. Okay, slash admin, just going to show me my login page. And why? Because we simply use this decorator and we redirect that person to that user to this login URL after when they were trying to access to this page, which is a restricted page in our opinion, because we don't want anybody to access to admin panel without permission. So we use this decorator and we redirect that person to custom dash login page, which the view of this custom dash login page is this view, and then we simply get username and password, and then try to validate them and authenticate them if those information was in the database, and then try to redirect them to the certain page. So this is good, because right now if I'm going to enter incorrect information and login, nothing gonna happen. I can just simply return error message here, or say for example your username or password is incorrect, doesn't matter. But anyway, because I set it like to load it again because my username and password are incorrect, so it just load again. If I'm going to add some random more and log in again, it's just going to it's just going to load the page again. But if I'm going to write the correct information and then click on login, it's just going to redirect me to the real admin panel. Simply easy. So the thing is that in the admin panel we have some different pages, right? We have pages like contact modification, base modification, add product. We can add product from the admin panel. We can see the sales, orders, and so on. So these pages have URL as well, right? So because these pages have URL and these pages are inside the admin panel, so they need to we need to restrict these pages as well. So if someone try to manually access to them from the get request, they have to redirect to login page again because all of these pages are inside the admin panel, and the admin panel is a restricted page. We don't want anybody to access to it as long as they authenticate correctly. So right now, only because of here we have a form and we have a view called register, and this register is for I think it's for here user create user. So this view is for this page, the page of user, the page of create user. So because this view and this page is inside the admin panel, so they supposed to get restricted correctly. So if someone try to access to this by just trying to manually write the get request here in the URL, they need to redirect to login page. If they authenticate correctly, they can come to this page and they can redirect to this page. But because we don't have any login require decorator here, if I'm going to go for like manually slash create underline user, which this page is a page of create user, like that. Let me just first open up another, because right now if I'm going to go slash admin, it's just going to load it because right now my session get a store. But let me just open up another Google Incognito, because this Google Incognito is just going to remove the sessions. Right now our admin panel, when we trying to access to admin panel, just going to redirect us to login page, and when we enter our credential, if it was correct, it's just going to redirect to admin panel. But what about if we are going to try to manually change the URLs to, for example, create under a user? And what is this page? This page is inside the admin panel, so we need to restrict all the pages which is inside the admin panel as well. So it's not only we restrict admin page which is slash admin, we have to restrict all the pages which is inside the admin panel, because we want only and only administrators and people who have a permission to access to them. So if you're going to go create under our user, which is this view, and this is inside the admin panel, enter, there is no authentication here. So simply user simply hacker can manually change the get request here and then change the URL to slash create user without any authentication, go inside the admin panel. I know if they're going to try to go inside the admin page, they cannot, they have to authenticate. But if they wanna go inside the admin panel and create underline user page, there is no authentication here. So they can simply add user without any authentication, which is terrible. So what's the problem of this? There is a vulnerability called broken access control, because user can access to restricted pages without any security. So simply hacker broke the access control, like simply broke the security and try to access to the restricted pages. So what is the problem? How it happened? It happened only because of the decorator. Because login decorator, we don't have any login decorator here. So what we have to do here, we have to use @login require decorator again, and then the same things. So if you're going to do that, control S save and then try to access to that page again. Right now it's completely okay, because right now when we're trying to access to this page which is inside the admin panel, it's just going to redirect us to login page again. And if we enter our credential, and if it was correct, so we can simply access to create your user page like this. So this is the right way. So just don't forget, if you're using Django, don't forget to use the decorator. I mean, there are 10,000 ways exist to authenticate, but this is a default version, and this is a default way how Django just like give this feature to us, so we can use the decorator of Django itself like that. And this is a lot more secure than most of the programming language which we have to do everything by ourselves, because here we just simply import our Django contribute authentication decorator and then try to use it. I mean, there are some details inside the models and so on, but anyway, it's so easy, right? Because we simply use the decorator of Django itself. But if you wanted to write this decorator functionality by yourself, definitely it would take a lot of time. So don't forget, if you want to restrict any page in Django, don't forget to use the login required decorator, which is pretty important. So you're going to avoid from broken access control. And another thing which I want to mention that is about a slash. So I mean, this one, I can just create another like more than 10-minute like videos and talk about only one slash, why it has that impact. But even one slash, if I'm going to remove this and try to access to create user again, right now I think because I have the session, it happened. Doesn't have to happen. Yeah, it just show me not found. So page not found 404. So even one small slash can cause this like error like 404. So I mean, I'm going to create another post and talk about like why it happened exactly, like why just one simple slash can have this impact. But anyway, don't forget to put the correct pass here. So because the pass is pretty important, I cannot put like something like that, because I'm going to get definitely I'm going to get 404, right? Here even I get no reverse match, because definitely like login URL, like we have to make sure to check our pass, and if to check it out if it is correctly spelled or not. So that's everything for today. So that's it. I hope you guys understand a little bit about broken access control vulnerability and how Django developers can avoid from that, and even other programmers right now have a concept, have a point, and like have the mindset how this vulnerability work, how it can make hackers to access to restricted pages, and how they can fix it. That's it. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm trying to put regularly regularly Django and Flask videos in my YouTube channel. I mean, in addition of that, I'm going to put some security tutorials as well, but most of them are related to web application. That's it. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, comment me below, like me if you like this video, and that's it. See you later, guys. Goodbye.